Alright guys, welcome to Press Pass episode number 4, man. We already got 4 of these out. We're kind of rocking and rolling, getting some content out. I wish that I had some co-hosts tonight, but my co-commish is still missing. We've talked a couple times on text message, but he's just super busy right now. Hopefully things will slow down and he'll be able to come help me host. And of course, one of us, Buckman, is not around tonight, and even Mr. Danger, who's probably going to be a great host and come on and host with me, has not been able to be around tonight. So you guys just kind of have me tonight, and tonight's going to be a little bit more boring. It's kind of a good show to do that can knock out really quick as I kind of cover some details as our connected franchise mode, there's the word I'm looking for, is starting tomorrow night. So we're super excited about that. Before we know it, we're going to be playing some league games. The plan is that we'll put up the franchise tomorrow after the roster is released. Supposedly they're fixing the roster to help fix some speed issues that will match the rookies that are coming out. And once that's out, we'll get it out. I'll get all the invites out. I've been sending messages on PSN and on GroupMe, and so we'll get those invites out to you. You'll have 48 hours to claim your team, and then basically we're going to start the season on Sunday night. If the team that you play in week 1 of the preseason is there, you're more than welcome to play your first preseason game. But if not, then you're just going to have to wait till week 1. We're just going to skip right into it, get things going. Guys are itching to play. We're ready to go. So we're going to get that going and get it going and have a lot of fun. And so tonight, I just want to kind of cover a couple of quick things. So these shows are usually hosted on something called Uber Conference. We usually send these out. Our show normally will be on Sunday nights at 9 p.m. We didn't have one this past Sunday. We were supposed to have one on Monday. That didn't happen, and it just kept getting pushed back a day. But I figured tonight was an easy night. Usually we post this out. It works best on Chrome, but you can also call in and listen on your phone. You can talk on your phone. You can have a mic, or you can just call in and just listen on your laptop, whatever kind of works for you. But this is a great way to get a bunch of people in a room, video it, have great audio for our podcast, and it's a great tool that we use for our draft. So when the draft gets here in a couple of months, make sure that you jump on here on draft night. You can talk with us. You can hear us kind of break down the picks. It's just a whole lot of fun with Buckman, and they just make for really, really good shows. So, man, it's here, and finally we're going to get to play some Madden. The preseason tournament has been going really well. We're going to close that at midnight tonight. So here in another 2 hours about, it's going to be closed, and we're going to move on to the season. We're going to give away the 3 winners to the top 3 guys. And so make sure you get those games in tonight. This is kind of what our website looks like. It's, of course, a free website right now. We're just kind of using all of the free tools that we have until we get this thing going. None of us are super rich. I personally work at a nonprofit and 2 volunteer jobs that don't pay. That's kind of how it works. And honestly, I got 2 kids and a wife, and it's kind of hard to find extra money to use on a website and forum. But we do have guys who want to give, and so one of our board members just purchased our Daddy League page, so that's going to be up this weekend. And then another board member wants to help pay for the website. So we're going to get our own domain here pretty soon. The website looks really great. I like our website. It's easy to update. It's quick and it's fast. So, man, check out our website. Keep up with it. I keep it up pretty updated. Little notes, little tidbits from us. One of the things you're going to find on there is about our GFML board. These are just a group of guys that we've assembled together to kind of help me commish the league and kind of move us forward. I never like having one guy in power. I like having a group of guys that we can get a really good consensus of the league. So Mr. Manny is going to be over the AFC and NFC North. He's basically going to be watching over those conferences to make sure those games are scheduled and played. If there's any issues, he'll be the first guy that you can go to if we're not around. But Manny's going to be your main contact if you're in the AFC or NFC North. The AFC NFC South is going to be Mr. Johnny Man. Johnny used to commission his own league, and we're just super excited and pumped that he would come and hang out with us and help us on our board. So if you need anything in the AFC or NFC South, go to Mr. Johnny. AFC and NFC West is going to be Steve. Steve isn't around a whole ton, and so we may have to change him out for somebody else. But as of right now, Steve is going to try to do it. Once the season gets here, we'll see how much he can be around. But Steve's a great guy, and I think he'll handle the AFC and NFC West just fine. And then the AFC NFC East is going to be actually a tag team between Pepper and Double Zero. Both these guys are great guys. That Double Zero has been with me since 2001 whenever I started the OMFL. The OMFL is still going today, and that's the league that Pepper plays in and how I met Pepper. Pepper has commissioned his own leagues, been part of Madden leagues for a long time. So both of these guys have jobs that kind of take them away from time to time, and so tag teaming together, those guys can kind of handle the AFC and NFC East. So if you need anything, go see those guys. And then we move over to the trade committee. It's going to be W. Dunn, the co-commish. Danger, who's one of the best guys that we've added here. He's added a lot of owners. A lot of people know him. Just a great, great guy. I'm honored to have him on the team. And then Mr. Junior, who is actually a professional bowler. Cool story. Get to know Junior. He's a great guy. But Junior, Danger, and W. Dunn are going to be our trade committee. W. Dunn is going to be our co-commish, and then I'll be the commissioner, which means I'll just kind of float and kind of guide the direction that we're going and just be here to support everybody as I can. So they're your board members. Make sure you connect with them. We have a board chat. We have a board forum that's up where we're constantly tweaking and talking about how can we make things better. Two of the really quick things before I move on, though, are going to be if you want a banner for your signature on the forum, just click right here. You can request that. I'm making all kinds of cool banners for people, and there's also you can request an avatar if you'd like one, and I can make one of those. They're really neat for grown folks, and so if you want one, let me know. Let me know who you want. I'll make sure that I get it for you and get that put up so you can look really good on the forums. And also, one of the cool things that's going to be new for me and something new that we're trying to do is for every champion every single season, we're going to buy a GFL ML championship ring. And so we'll find out your size. Look, these aren't super cool rings, but there's something neat, something we can give you, kind of a little token of our appreciation for you winning a championship and for being part of our league. So every champion is going to get one of those. I think it'll just be something neat and something we can kind of carry on so you can collect the most rings, and hopefully it's going to go really, really well. Here are the most important thing that kind of came out tonight. So we were just kind of chit-chatting in the board only forum, and it kind of came out in that conversation about All-Pro and All-Madden. I've always been an All-Pro guy until the last probably 4 or 5 years when All-Pro just got way too easy and everybody had to go to All-Madden. My feelings have always been that if you find a really, really good set of sliders on All-Pro, it feels better, it plays better, it takes more strategy. I just think it's an overall better game, whereas All-Madden players all seem to play extremely good, like heroes and Superman, and so I've always been more of an All-Pro guy. So the kind of conversation came up about All-Pro versus All-Madden, and I was shocked that most of the board felt the same way I did. So we've put up a poll for tonight, and just want to hear everybody's responses. I'm not saying that we are going to switch, but it's a possibility, and so we'd like to hear your thoughts. Are you an All-Madden with sliders guy? Are you an All-Pro with sliders guy? Do you not care? Or do you really, really like some chicken nuggets? So look, we really want your input. This is your league, and I want to do what's best for everybody. I don't want to do what I like. Like I said, I've been playing All-Madden for the last 5 or 6 years now. I think ever since we've been on PlayStation 3, whenever I took the OMFL back many seasons ago now. So maybe it's been longer than 5 or 6 seasons. But look, we want to know your input. I think that there are great sliders out there. I think we can make either one of them work. I just think that All Pro feels like a better game, but hey, let's hear your votes. Get on here, give us your vote. Let us know what you think. Right now, of course, there's only what is it, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10 people that voted, 7-3. So look, it's early. This may be a total flop, but hey, I want to hear your thoughts and let me know what you think. So make sure you go in there and give us a vote. Here's your owner list. You can find that really easy by going to our general area owners and sign up area. We have a waiting list on there. I think we've got like 4 or 5 guys. We just had a team open up tonight just because the guy who took the team won't respond to me. And so I went ahead and told him if he wants to rejoin that we would put him on the waiting list. But I went ahead and took him off, and we have offered the team to one of Danger's friends, and we're just kind of waiting for his response. But the Jets will probably be filled. But here's an easy way for you to look at all the owners, look at their PSN so you can add them, look at their Twitch link so you can add that. The most important thing for you owners out there is please, 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 on your Twitch account, make sure that you are archiving all of your recordings. Every game has to be streamed by the home team. If there's an issue with the home team, the away team is more than welcome to stream. Someone has to stream the game. It has to be announced in chat that the game is starting and that the stream is up, and it needs to be archived. And this is just to save everybody a lot of hassle and trouble. If there's an issue and a problem with a game, if something goes haywire, I want to be able to come the next day, 2 days, pull up your Twitch account, look at your past history of games, and watch the game myself and make the call that we need to make. If you don't do that, you can't cover yourself, and it's just not going to work. And to be honest, it's a rule. I need you to do it. If you're not going to do it, then we'll find an owner who can do that for us. It's super easy. I've actually posted, if you go to the Grown Folks Madden League right here under the Media Center where we post all of our stuff, I explain how to use Twitch and how to use a tool called Multi-Twitch, which is an easy way to stream multiple games at one time. It's a super, super cool tool that I've used a whole lot. So look, you can go there, you can look at all this. Plus we got the new hot seat with Coach Nolan. You want to make sure that you check that out, and the last press pass with the Buckman's big board. It was a little long, but it was very, very good. So you want to check it out. You can also type in all your team news. So now you have a section where you can do all your team news. This will also be put on the website, or the Daddy League page, I should say, and on the website. So look, man, have fun with it. Jump in here, give us your input, have some team news. Make sure you know how to use Twitch. If you need help for anything, feel free to hit me up. Let me know what you need. I'll be glad to help you figure it out. So one of the last things I wanted to kind of do tonight is go over kind of the rules of Grown Folks and kind of the things that we expect and the expectations we have from all of the different owners. Look, it's 32 different guys from 32 different places and 32 different lifestyles and backgrounds and everything. I get it, and it can be hard at times, but look, I feel like there's some just general things. I am not interested in having a 50-page rule book, but at the same time, I'm not really interested in keeping owners around who say, well, that wasn't in the rules. Well, look, we pretty much all know what cheesy and sim style is. I've been doing this since 2001 when I started doing online gaming. I've been commissioner for a long, long time. I've played a lot of Madden. There's some things I'm willing to be open-minded about and give in, and I have given in over the time that we've set these rules together. But at the same time, I'm not looking for a huge rule book that's hard to remember. Guys either fit or they don't fit. They're either open-minded and they're willing to change and have conversations about it, or they're not. If you're not, no big deal. This league just isn't going to be for you. There's a billion other leagues out there. I'm sure that you can find one that will fit for you. I don't think it makes us right or wrong or you right or wrong. Just not every league is a fit for everybody. So here are a couple of things. The reason I called it Grown Folks Madden League was because that's what we are. I've been doing this for a long time. I got a family. I got a couple different jobs. Like everybody, I'm involved in a whole bunch of different stuff. I still do this as a hobby, okay? This is my hobby. I don't get to hunt or fish or do any of that stuff. I'm kind of into cars a little bit. I hang out with my kids, and I play a little game every now and then. And so because of that, I expect guys to respect each other. I expect no public bashing on the forums or in the chat. I expect no private bashing in the chat or in text messaging. Like, some of that stuff just isn't called for. I'm not going to put up with it. Some of those things are one strike and you're out. You don't get to redo that mistake. Respect people. If you have an issue, come talk to your board member. Come talk to me. Let's figure it out together. Know that we are going to make the best decision that we can. But look, I don't expect you to be best friends with everybody, but at least respect each other, and let's try our best to get along. Bottom line is, be nice or get out. This league isn't for you. Number 2 is going to be the forums. We expect everyone to use our forums. It's old school. I get it, but it's super easy to find. It's super easy to use. And this is kind of why I want to be a commissioner again. I just want to get back to using the forums, having that extra material, that extra content out there for people to read and listen to and watch. So use our forums. There's no excuses to not communicate. We expect it to happen. Every week you're going to have 72 hours to get your game in. The first 36 hours are supposed to be scheduling. So there's going to be a thread up. You're supposed to schedule your games in there with your opponent. If you agree to a time on text message and group me, somebody needs to go in there and just put your name and write what time that you guys agreed to. Something like that's got to happen though. These forums have to be used. If a game isn't played and isn't scheduled, it'll be a straight sim, or whoever did post it is going to get the sim win or computer game. Whatever it takes, we're going to use the forums. It will be the basis of what the GFML is going to be all about. Make sure that you get those games scheduled for us, please. Right now, the difficulty is all Madden. We may change the difficulty to all pro, of course, but it's kind of what we're talking about. But either case, there will be a slider set to make the game better. We're going to do 9 minutes. It feels like a really good fit. 8 seems too slow. 10 just seems way, way too long. Excel clock's going to be to 17 seconds. Right now, we're leaning towards slow, but we are kind of discussing those things. You are allowed to be a coach or an owner. That choice is going to be kind of up to yours. To every coach that joins the league of what you want to be. There will be some rules around what kind of coach you can hire, what kind of coach you can't hire, those kinds of things. So we'll kind of cover that later on. You are allowed to use custom playbooks, and all players must have show previous play on when in the franchise. And all games must be shown on Twitch, which is this next one. I'll tell you how to set up Twitch. I told you all about home teams have to stream. Every game has to be saved and archived so that we can go back and watch it later. This has to be done. We have to do this. It protects everyone. And it's just one of those must happen things. It's just part of who we're going to be. The next is gameplay, and this always gets sticky because everyone has different opinions of what is what. And basically, in my opinion, I just want to stop from things being excessive. And we kind of define that here. Anything that's close to or more than half of your total offensive or defensive plays, that should say. Look, everyone's going to be kind of finding their game and finding their niche and finding plays that work for your team or that work for you. I'm just asking you to mix it up. I'm asking you, don't do one thing over and over, and don't do one thing excessively, even if it's working. I'm not looking to make up a whole bunch of rules. I'm just going to ask you to find another league to play in, or we're going to ask you to adjust it first. And if you can't or you disagree, then this league may not be for you. Again, I'm open-minded, but at the same time, I don't want to sit here and have these conversations over and over. On offense, your run and pass ratio, pass-run ratio should never go over 70-30. Look, run the ball and pass the ball and try to, mix it up. Just don't do all passing or all running. Find something that's mixing it up. Be cool about it. Have a good time. Defense, we expect you to run a 3-4 or 4-3 at least 65% of the time, okay? You need to come out in a base offense or defense, just like we expect you to come out in some kind of base offense. I don't expect you to play shotgun all game. That's not a base offense. We will allow you to play run commit in any situation that's 2 yards or less. We ask that if you feel like an owner is breaking rules over and over and over or doing something excessively, have that conversation after 24 hours. Let 24 hours pass after the game's over. Go back and have that conversation. If you feel it's still not you guys can't agree, then you go to your board member, you pull up the video, we see it, and then we can kind of go from there. The number one halfback should have no more than 80% of the carries for your team. Sub in your number two halfback. I know this is a pain for some of you. I've explained on the forums how to quickly sub a player in and out. It's super easy. We do this because fatigue and automatic subs just don't work. They never have. It sucks. But because of that, we force you to use a number two halfback. No team in the NFL runs one halfback all game, and in Madden you can do that. So because of that, every fourth run, sub in your other halfback or your quarterback or somebody needs to get another run. That's not asking a lot. 20% of your carries need to go to somebody who's not your number one halfback. Second thing is halfbacks may never play fullback, not in short yardage, not in any formation sub, never. They can't play fullback. I know you can point to one or two teams that do that. We're just not doing it. All right, this isn't the NFL. It's not real life, and the game doesn't play like it's extremely real life. And so, look, we've asked you not to do that. Quarterback runs cannot exceed 25% of the total halfback runs per game, okay? This is just to keep somebody from having 10 carries with a quarterback and just kind of running all over the field and not really doing things that are super sound. Again, the injuries, are not realistic, and you're just not going to see, an RG3. That's what you would see in the real NFL, an RG3 type situation where the guy gets hurt, not like it's going to be a Madden where you could just run over and over. And to be honest, you could probably run, at least last game you could run the option with Drew Brees and pick up 15 yards every play. We're trying to cut down on that kind of stuff. Kneel downs do not count in that. No more than 25% of your passes can be screen passes, whether it's halfback, wide receiver, tight end, fullback. I'm not asking you to count it. I'm just asking you, don't run screens all day, okay? Keep it sim, keep it cool. Let's not make it a big deal. Use of the same play every third down. We're asking you to mix it up. I know you've probably found a couple plays that work for you on third down. I expect you to kind of go to them when you need a big third down, but let's not do the same thing over and over and over. Go back to excessive, anything close to or more than half of your total offensive or defensive plays. Excessive hot routing and audibly. I'm trying to avoid sketch up your own play. And honestly, I just personally don't like looking and seeing 3, 4, 5 hot routes. That just doesn't make any sense. I ask you to keep it to 2. You get 2 hot routes. Play the plays that you draw up. Change your playbook if you don't like them. Do what you got to do, but don't draw up your own play in the sand and get out there and hot route all day. All right. Quick snapping. I haven't seen that a whole lot, but look, don't be a rear end unless the play clock is running under, and let the defense get set. If you see them move, man, give them a chance to get set. And manually sprinting out of the pocket with the quarterback right after the snap. Again, not anything you see often, but look, just don't do it. The other rule that I think we do cover right here is quarterbacks don't drop beyond 10 yards. There'll be just 20-yard drops. Of course, I don't see that a whole bunch. Don't pass after running outside the numbers. If you get to the outside the numbers, you've committed. Make a run with your quarterback or throw it out of bounds, one or the other. Excessive quick passing, that's calling a pass and getting it out, within half a second. Look, don't do that a whole ton. I'm not saying it's not going to happen. I'm not saying you can't do it. Just don't do it at a time. An excessive throwing to the halfback and fullback. I've already seen a couple of games where the halfback is getting 11, 12, 13 carries. It seems to be the easy thing without sliders to do. We're asking you to keep that cool. Don't do that for us, okay? Keep it cool. Don't throw your halfback and fullback all the time. I get tight ends are going to be another one. I'm more open to tight ends. I just don't think halfbacks should be leading our league in receptions, okay? Ball carrying violations. Don't bump your inside rushes to the outside or your outside rushes to the inside all the time. Look, you can tell when it happens. You know when you do it. It'll happen from time to time because a hole opens up or a blitz or whatever. Just don't do it all the time, all the time, all the time. That's all we're asking you to do. Parallel running, sprinting to the sideline running, horizontal running, edge running, all that stuff. Manually motion a player and hiking the ball before that player stops. Don't do that. Let that player get stopped. Let the AI get ready, and then you can run your play. On defense, Excessive use of nickel, dime, dollar, quarter versus base formations. The rule of thumb is don't use more than one extra DB per receiver. If it comes out in 2 receivers, you can play 3 receivers. If it comes out in 3, you can play 4. But don't come out in 5 DBs when he's got 2 receivers. It's not cool, and it's just, let's not do that. Excessive shifting of the defensive linebacker, show blitz. Look, just don't come out and, again, sketch up your own play or have the same formation look every single time that the guy comes out on offense. You have to rush 3 defensive players at every play at minimum. We're just trying to keep you from dropping everybody into zone. Excessive use of man-only coverage or zone-only. Look, don't be one of those guys that's all you run. I have the Saints, the worst, slowest man-covered cornerbacks probably in the game, and yet I need a mix in man, and I will. And I try to keep it as close to 50-50 or as close to what the offensive will allow me to play. But we try not to let somebody just come out and play one or the other. Excessive blitzing, excessive use of sugar blitz or nano blitzes. I'm seeing owners, every first down they're blitzing you. They're sending 2 or 3 guys. They'll use the same blitz. I just don't like it. Don't do it. Every third down they're coming out and cover 2. Every blitz on first down and cover 2 all the time seem to be the 2 biggest things I'm seeing. And I just think we need to cut back on that. Look, back off the cover 2. I don't care if you run 10 cover 2s and they're all different. Cover 2 is still cover 2. Don't run it all game. Find other zones. Use the cover 2 sparingly. I'm not saying you can't use it. Just don't use anything excessively. It's really not complicated. And it's really not all that difficult. And you can see that my laptop is now dying on me since I didn't have the charger picked up. So, if you will, I'm going to take a quick second and get this charging really quick so that we don't die. But again, I'm not looking for perfection, and we're also not looking for a large playbook, and we're not looking for guys just to continue to do the same things over and over and over. And I'm not looking to have a bunch of rules where guys, get mad about losing a game and then start looking for a rule that they can blame somebody on. Use of run commit, that can be 2 yards of less. We'll let you use that, but no other time can you use that. And again, the board reserves the right to make all those calls and let owners go if we need to and have those discussions if we need to. We're asking you to keep it fair, keep it sim. And look, these are our rules, and that's what we're going to be doing. Play clock, we do have the Excel clock, but look, don't run the play clock down every single play. 4th down, we've tried to make this simple because I hate 4th down where you're like, I don't know if I can or can't go to it. So this is the way we've kind of made it. Anytime that you're trailing in the 4th quarter overtime, you can go for it, any situation. If you're losing, you can go for it anytime on 4th or 2 or less in your opponent's territory. So if you're past the 49 or the 50-yard line and it's 4th or 2 or less and you are losing, you can go for it anytime during the game. If you're ahead, you can go for it on 4th or 2 or less in the 4th quarter and in your opponent's territory. So if you're past the 50-yard line, if you're winning, if it's the 4th quarter, we will let you go for it on 4th or 2 or less, so you can try to kill the clock or do whatever you got to do. All other 4th downs, you got to punt, kick, something like that. And fake field goals and punts also kind of fall into that territory of those 4th down rules. So we're just asking for you guys to learn these simple 4th down rules and let's just kind of follow it. Sorry, you guys hear me getting on water. I'm thirsty. We just try to make them simple. I don't want super confusing rules. So onside kicks, surprise or otherwise, are permitted by the losing team in the 4th quarter only. No huddle is allowed in the last 2 minutes of either half. If you're losing by more than 14 points in the second half, the team losing in the 4th quarter, no matter any amount, can also run no huddle. But please allow the defense to kind of get set. Pre-snap movements. No manual movement of defensive linemen. Line shifts and adjustments are allowed. via the line audibles. Sorry about that. Linebackers, manual movements allowed within the box. I think you guys all know that. Safeties and corners can come up to the box but are never allowed to enter the box. I know sometimes Madden will automatically place them there, and that's fine. Just don't manually move a guy down and put him in there. We allow you to move one player on defense pre-snap, but you must stay as that player, and you are not allowed to switch until after the ball is hiked. In special teams, no player movement at all is allowed. You're never allowed to quit a game. I say that knowing that there could always be certain situations. I know that at one time that's my golden rule. I've always had that rule, and I just had like my fourth or fifth really, really bad unsim game, and this guy was running play action out of the shotgun, went up by like 4 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. He was killing me, and I was just like, you know what, I'm done. I quit the game and I quit the league, and they ended up asking me to stay, and they booted the guy. So look, I'm not saying that it's for surely a dead thing if you quit a game. We just say, look, don't quit a game. Finish the game, report it, follow the steps, and we'll go from there. Disconnects. We have a whole little section here on disconnects. I don't want to waste a whole ton of time, but look, grab the rule book, look at the disconnects if they happen. We tell you what needs to take place. First half, the game's always played. Third quarter, if one team's up more than 28, fourth quarter more than 21, they get the win. Anything else we can kind of figure out. You can kind of follow all of these little rules. Again, I'm going to let you kind of read through that because you're not going to remember it anyway, because I don't remember it. If you feel like a guy has broken a rule, talk to your board member, talk to me, handle it the right way, be respectful, and let's do things the right way. Cap system, of course, is always in the game. Here's another thing on trades that's going to be a little bit different. We're trying, again, to make it easier for guys to make moves. And so we allow you, first, you have to be in the league for 2 full human weeks. That's 4 advances before you're allowed to trade. That includes our initial season. So trades won't happen here until week 5. So you'll have week 5 through 8 before the trading season closes. And when you are allowed to trade, you're going to be allowed 2 trades per season. That goes for the season, for the off season into the season. And so this first off season will start over. And you can trade 3 pieces per trade. If a team uses more than 3 pieces in a single trade, then that trade counts as 2 trades for that team. Each draft pick counts as 1 piece. A piece consists of round 1 through 4 draft pick and players 75 through 84. So 1 piece of a trade is rounds 1 through 4 and players 75 through 84 overall. Players 85 through 99, so your really cream of the crop players, count as 2 whole trades if they're involved in a trade. So if you involve 3 pieces, and one of those pieces is an 85 to 99 overall, that trade now counts as 2 trades, and that will be your only trade that you're allowed. If you break this, then we'll just deny your trades. Rounds 5 through 7, and players 74 and under may be dealt and not count towards your total trades. So they're unlimited. Rounds 5 through 7 and 74 and under can be traded and not count towards your trades and be completely and totally unlimited. They still need to be posted. They still need to be approved, but we won't count them towards your trades. And so I think that opens things up for some, bottom of your roster type trading that kind of goes on. Future draft picks may be traded, but only for the very next offseason, and a max of 2 picks can be dealt away for the next season. None of those can be the first round draft pick for the next season. You can trade your first round draft pick, but you have to wait until you're in that off season before you can trade for it or trade your first round draft pick away. We do this because sometimes life happens and guys have to leave, and it's hard to fill a team that doesn't have a first round draft pick. A player drafted may not be traded away in the first 2 seasons that they're in the league, their rookie season and the second year as a player. A free agent addition may not be traded for 3 seasons. So if you sign a free agent, you can't get rid of them for 2 seasons after the season that you signed them. So 3 seasons total. And players with a cap hit over $6 million cannot be traded away. Any player with a cap hit of over $6 million has to be cut if you don't want him. A trade must have the age of the player, overall the player. This can all be pulled from Daddy League, the position, and the name of the players, and the salary cap hit for the trade which is taking place. So if you don't know, please ask. This is what happens after the preseason for the waiver wire. If you find a player who's 75 and above, you must post a thread that you want to place a claim on that player. 24 hours after the last claim has been placed, we go by records of the teams and we award a claim. Sorry guys, let me get rid of that real quick. And you move to the bottom of the waiver wire. If you need explanation of how waiver wires work, please hit me up, or you can do some research, whatever. I'll help you out. And you are allowed to sign, this says 5, and I need to change that because it's going to be 4. You're allowed to sign 4 players per week. Players rated 75, 74 and below do not need a post, and you may pick them up, but you're allowed 4. If you pick up a player and then release him, he still counts as one of your 4 that you grabbed that week. So you're not able to grab 6, pick your 4, and then let 2 go, or go back and forth. You sign 4 guys, and if you release all 4, those are your 4 for that week. The first season out of the box will be as this thread that's posted. Basically, we're going to give every team 10 points. You're allowed to sign 4 free agents per week before we start the season. You spend the points as you want to claim a player. This is for all overalls. You make the post, position, name, and overall in the title. How many points you want to place on that claim. 48 hours after the bidding is open, we will close all threads and announce the winners. For any ties, so teams who want to give the same amount of points for that player, go by team overall. If the team overall is tied, then we will have a random winner on a site that's recorded and videoed and posted so that people can see it was done legit. You may never bid more points than you have, so you can't place 10 points on one player and 2 points on another just in case you don't get the other player. Those bids will be voided and you won't get any of them. And you won't be allowed to sign any players. So we're just asking you to follow it the right way if you don't mind. So yeah, that is your in season and the first wave of free agency. Roster minimum is 49. Max is 53. Injured reserve is in the game. When you re-sign players, you're never allowed to give a 6 or 7 year deal. Anyone under the age of 30, you're allowed to give a 5-year deal. 30 to 34, 4-year deal. 35 and over, 2-year max. Any violations of this will cause you to release the player, and if it's bad enough, we may ask you to leave the league. Bonus is a little tricky, but if you read it, it's really not that confusing. Any contract 3 years or more, so any player that's under 30 years, because that's, under 34 years, because 30 to 30, or any age up to 34, you can give a 3, 4, or 5-year deal. Those must have a payout of bonus of 10% of the base salary of the player that you offer. So if you offer them $5 million over 3 years, then $500K of that has to be offered as a bonus. This is just so that guys don't load up with no bonus players and have guys that they can freely trade or cut and not have any payout or any payoff for that. That there is repercussions, and we kind of force you to have a bonus payout. This is in free agency. If you re-sign a player, so if it's your player and you're going to re-sign him during the season or in the off season before free agent starts, 10% must be taken from the base salary offered on a per year basis. So if you're re-signing a player for a 4-year deal, you're offering him $750K per season, then you need to offer him $75 as a bonus per season. If a player is 30 plus years old, that player must receive 20% of the base salary offered as a bonus, regardless of the years offered. So, 31-year-old veteran, he wants $3 million to play for 1 year. $600K of that must be offered as a bonus. Again, this is just kind of resembling more of the NFL and the way things work. No team will be allowed to carry more than $25 million in cap penalties in a single year. So please don't go over that, and we will cut you off from trades or free agency or whatever we have to if you get close to that. In-game free agency after this first round will be completely handled in the game, and so you know how that's going to work. Position changes happen in the off-season. You have to depth chart change them until the off-season starts. But here are all the things that you can allow. Halfback can play halfback or receiver if they have 90 speed or lower. Fullback can play fullback, tight end, halfback, blah, blah, blah. I'll just kind of let you go through those. Make sure you know where players can play and where they cannot play. Anything not listed here cannot be done. Formation subs is used consistently, constantly, whatever is frowned upon, other than the halfback sub rule for the 80-20 rule. And no other positions beside halfback, fullback, or tight end can play in any position in the third running back depth chart. So please make sure you watch for that. You must carry 3 halfbacks. You must carry 4 receivers. You must carry a combination of 4 tight ends or fullbacks, so some combination of that. You must carry 8 offensive linemen, any combination. You must carry 4 cornerbacks, and you must carry 4 safeties, any combination between free and strong. And those safeties must also fall into this cornerback, free safety, strong safety rule as far as where they can and can't play. Hiring and firing of owners, and then we're done. Any owner can hire and fire their head coach only if any one of the following things have happened. Your team did not make the playoffs and had a losing season. Then you can hire and fire your coach and hire a new coach. And the team had not more 10 wins than 2 seasons, then you can fire your coach. Team has not made the playoffs in consecutive seasons, regardless if they're winning or not, then you can fire your coach. Any owner who fires their coach may hire any level of coach to replace them. There's going to be a form, so just like your free agents, when you see a coach that you want, you fired your coach, you want to hire another coach, you must make a post. You must say how much you're going to offer that coach. 24 hours after you have posted that, we will close it and award it. This way guys can have a bidding war for the coach that they want. Whatever you offer on the forums has to be what you offer that coach in real life. Yeah, and that's pretty easy to remember. And then the last thing is something we've added, and that's confidence resets. Confidence is going to be reset going into week 1. During bye weeks, if you make a post, in the scheduling form that your bye week and you want your confidence reset, we will reset them to 50. And going into free agency week 1, we will reset them all to 50. If you don't post, we won't reset. Any players under 50 get reset to 50. Any players over will stay. This will also be done for a new coach when he takes over a team. There are some things that we're discussing. We're discussing sliders, and we're kind of discussing some other things, but these are pretty much our rules. They're going to be set. I think that's pretty much going to be it. So look, just wanted to kind of go over the rules tonight. I know there's a lot of stuff there, but most of it is stuff that you've seen before. We've taken away some stuff to try to make it easier and try to open up the play calling abilities. The things that worry me is the shotgun halfback draws, the 4 wide receiver halfback runs. I get mismatches and I get all that, and I hear the arguments about what real NFL teams do, so that's why we removed it. But I just don't want to. I don't want to be a league where all 32 guys run 25 halfback shotgun draws. We just, I don't want to do anything consistently like that, and so we're just asking you to keep it sim, keep it real, and let's have some fun. Another thing I'm seeing a lot of is all outside runs, because inside running is so hard, and so guys are just calling 15 outside runs and 5 inside runs, and that's not really mixing it up, and that's not really keeping it sim. So look, we're just asking you to keep it sim. Back off the cover two. Back off the blitzing every first down. Back off the draws. Back off those kinds of things. Let's have some fun. Congratulations to Nolan and his Cardinals. It looks like they're going to win the preseason tournament. I think. I need to check, but he's got the most games in, and I think he had the highest winning percentage. If not, he's going to have number 2 pretty easy. So, look, we're super excited, man. It's here. We finally get to get going, get to get rolling. The next Press Pass episode number 5 is going to be out this Sunday at 9 o'clock. Check out the Hot Seat with Coach Nolan. Thank you guys for listening to the show. You can check us out on Not In Demand on YouTube. It's a total joke. I'm just saying we're not in demand at all, but check out the videos. I hope that you watch this. I hope you're enjoying it. We're going to have rankings. We're going to have more hot seats. We're going to have team news. We're going to have trades. We're going to have coach interviews. We're going to have all kinds of cool stuff that's coming out. You want to be a part of Grown Folks Madden League. I appreciate you being here. Thanks for checking us out. And we'll see you guys on Sunday. All right, fellas. Peace out.
Hey, scoot over. You gotta scoot over. Hey, scoot over. Hey, scoot over. Hey, scoot over.